Warning. This documentary contains images of animal predation. Viewer discretion is advised. The Masai Mara, Kenya. Well regarded as one of the best wildlife destinations on the planet, I had some pretty high expectations of this place. But absolutely nothing could prepare me for just what I was about to experience. This is extremely exciting. We are about to go to Mara North Conservancy and we are going to be flying there. I have never done a flying safari. I am so excited. Our transfer is here, which will take us to Wilson Airport. It takes just 30 minutes to reach the airport, and before I know it, we're boarding the smallest plane that I have ever seen. So we have boarded the little flight. This is my first time taking a Cessna. It's really exciting. So it fits 12 people and it's got multiple stops in the Masai Mara airstrips. We are stop number 1, which is Mara North. The flight is just 1 hour in length, and it isn't long until we're gliding over the sprawling plains of the Masai Mara. We've arrived in Mara North Conservancy, one of 24 privately owned conservancies which border the main Masai Mara National Reserve. I'll delve into the differences between the conservancies and the main reserve later on, but for now it's time to meet our guide for the next 5 days. This is Daniel, one of the guides at Offbeat and Doto, our lodge where we'll be staying for the next 4 nights. And this is our mode of transport.
These that come down for photography, so you have good visibility, and this door goes all the way back, so you can get super low shots. These seats come out, and the roof can open up from 2 hatches, but it's nice that you can choose one at a time so you can still have shade.
Our lodge is just under an hour's drive away. As it's located within the conservancy, the journey will be a game drive. It doesn't take us long to come across wildlife, including this usually nocturnal scrub hare. We're not even 10 minutes into our drive when we come across our first predator sighting. This huge male lion has clearly had a successful morning and is snoozing beside a prized warthog kill. He's one of 4 powerful males known as the Ngoyani boys, who are the dominant males of the nearby River Pride. We find the rest of the pride nearby, including another of the 4 brothers. The Ngoyani boys are the strongest males in Mara North. They were the dominant males of another pride, called the Offbeat Pride, but recently decided to expand their reign and take over the neighbouring River Pride too, fathering these young cubs in the process. They have since spent all their time with the River Pride, leaving the Offbeat Pride vulnerable to a takeover from other males. We leave the lions to rest, quietly confident that this is just a taster of several wonderful lion encounters lined up. As we drive through the conservancy, we encounter a herd of cows. The conservancies surrounding the Masai Mara are owned by Masai families. They lease their land to lodges who pay a fee for being here and conducting game drives. While some cattle grazing is permitted here, it's done in a sustainable way to prevent overgrazing. There's something so unique and almost magical about seeing livestock and wild animals side by side, seemingly coexisting peacefully here. This camp in the middle of the wilderness is our home for the next few nights. But before we are led to our room, we're just in time for some lunch. A path at the back of the communal mess tent leads us to perhaps the most gorgeous lunch spot I have ever seen. I can't believe we're eating on the banks of a river. One of the river's residents pops his head to say hello.
Lunch is served. We've got pork meatballs with rice noodles, salad. I can see some aubergine and some other stuff in here. I'm really excited to try it. These pork meatballs are so good. You can tell they're homemade with some spices in them. Don't mind me of beautiful things.
After that fabulous meal, it's time to settle into our room.
Hello, come on in. Welcome to our lovely suite in Offbeaten Dotto. To start with, we've got this wonderful sitting area here, which is so comfortable. I can sit here all day with a nice little table. We've got additional seating over here. You can just fancy sitting here. We have a little dressing table and we have purified water here. So there's no single-use plastic. So you just get the water out of here and you're good to go. And over here we have got the wonderful bed. It looks lovely and sumptuous, and in the evening they come with extra blankets and hot water bottles. So I can't wait to show you that later. But for now, let's see how comfy it is. It is lovely and comfortable. And then behind here, we have got the wonderful bathroom. To start with, we have got the toilet, and this closes for privacy. Then in here, we've got the his and hers sinks with some lovely hand wash. This water is to be used instead of the tap water. We even have bathrobes here, lots of towels, a laundry basket, and then finally we have this wonderful shower here. Got hot and cold running water. Now everything here is solar powered, so that heats up the water in the day, and apparently it comes out really nice and hot. That's so cool. Family of zebras just trotting by the tent casually. Right, we have settled into our rooms now, and it is 4:30, and we are heading to the main area to have a cup of tea, and then we're heading out on our first afternoon game drive here, and I couldn't be more excited. Oh, how exciting. Thank you.
After some wonderful tea, it's time to head out. Before I know it, we're surrounded by elephants. Scores of these gentle giants are feeding on the long grass. This is a breeding herd of elephants, made up of females and their young. One of the youngsters isn't so sure about our presence. After putting on a bold display, he trots off to find his mum. We continue our journey, encountering these go-away birds and this group of elegant giraffes. I had no idea that something very special lay just around the corner. Lions. The lioness is from the Offbeat Pride. You may notice that the Pride has the same name as our lodge, Offbeaten Dotto, and that's because they are the resident Pride in the area and can often be found close to camp. The male is one of 6 brothers known as the Acacia Boys. Coalitions of males in the Masai Mara are often named after their birth pride, and this is true of the Acacia Boys, who were born in the Acacia Pride, also found in Mara North. The 6 Acacia Boys are young males, their manes not yet fully formed. Since the Ngoyani Boys' departure from Offbeat territory, the Acacia Boys have moved in and are currently attempting to take over the Pride. Most of the lionesses are giving them a hard time, not accepting them as they still have cubs, and the new males are a threat to the cubs' survival. Males will kill cubs that aren't theirs. This female, however, appears to have accepted them. This couple is on their honeymoon. During this period, it's typical for the couple to mate every 15 minutes. This particular male is the largest of the acacia boys. He's very distinctive as one of his eyes is clouded over, revealing that he may be blind in one eye. My heart skips a beat as the duo begin to saunter over to our car. Wow, I can't believe how close they are. This moment feels absolutely magical. I can't believe everything we've seen so far, and we haven't even been in the Masai Mara for a full day yet. Would you believe me if I told you that our best sighting of the day is still to come? But before we dive into it, I want to ask you, are you interested in booking your own safari experience just like this, but are unsure where to begin? It may help if I share some information on exactly how I booked this safari. I book all of my safaris, including this one, with tried and tested local tour operators who I trust. They provide a seamless experience and peace of mind by taking care of the entire safari experience, from airport transfers to domestic flights, and of course the fabulous lodges and game drives. Before going on my first safari in Kenya, I did lots of research on tour operators and eventually settled on a very small number who ticked all the boxes. If you'd like to receive free, no obligation quotes from these hand-selected operators who have been on safari with myself, click the link in the video description and pin comment. As we drive on into the evening, we come across a cluster of vehicles by the base of a tree. Daniel tells me there's a leopard sleeping in a ditch beside the tree, but there's a 5-car rule at sightings here, and so we have to wait for a vehicle to leave before we can go in. This is a key difference between a conservancy and the main reserve, and is only possible because of a considerably lower volume of visitors in the conservancies, as the only vehicles allowed to conduct safaris here belong to the handful of lodges in the conservancy. If you're not staying at a lodge here, you can't go on safari here. Time goes by and the sun starts to set. There's barely any light left when all of a sudden, the beautiful feline emerges. This gorgeous young female is known as Ndoto. We watch in awe as she saunters over to a nearby stream, her long curled tail flickering.
So we waited for a long time for this leopard, well over an hour. And the light was fading, and finally when the light disappeared she decides to come out, but we saw her walking across the grass over to a stream where she's disappeared into, and we've just heard that she's been walking down the gully, so we're just following to see if we can catch another glimpse of her.
Yeah, it's just visit. Wow. Yeah.
This has been absolutely magical. I cannot believe that we've seen our leopard on our first day of safari here. I feel so incredibly lucky. But little did I know, this was just the start of what would prove to be one of the best safaris of my life.
Good morning. We have woken up at 5:30 today and we've just had some tea delivered to our room. So we're making up some takeaway teas to take with us on safari. We're heading out for 6 a.m. today, trying to get out early and see if we can find anything exciting. I'm really hoping we see more big cats, maybe more lions, leopards, cheetahs, and the ultimate goal is to see a kill. But we'll see if that happens, because that's going to be quite a challenging ask. But, you know, here's hoping. That was funny. All the tents are here in a line and they all look the same. I went down and put stuff in the car, and then I was coming back to the tent to get the final things and to pick up Lewis, and I walked to the wrong tent, and I did not realise. I was about to go inside, and then someone was like, hello, and I was like, that doesn't sound like Lewis, but maybe the armed guards have followed me because you're meant to be escorted around here, and maybe they thought I was sneaking off. So I just went hello and continued, and then I realised it, and then he came out and it was the wrong tent. Yeah. It was funny times, but anyway, he seemed to see the funny side, which was good. And now I'm here at the right tent, so now I know that it's the third tent along, not the second.
Our first sighting of the day is this pair of hyenas. One of them looks a little uncomfortable and keeps digging in the dirt. Daniel tells us this is a male hyena and he's keen to impress the female. I feel a little sorry for him as his attempts to get her attention go nowhere. Male hyenas are very polite. It's always the females that initiate things, so if she's uninterested, he won't come any closer. And it seems like she's really not interested. We wave goodbye to the hyenas and continue our search for wildlife. It doesn't take us long to stumble upon something very special.
So we found a cheetah. I think it's a male cheetah, and he looks very alert, like he is hunting something, so we're just going to stay with him and to see if he does. There are some gazelles and some impalas nearby, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens.
The cheetah is a young male known as Ranger. From his elevated position on a mound, he locks eyes with his target. And then the hunt is on.
The first hunt was unsuccessful. He went after some gazelles but didn't quite manage to catch one. And now he needs time to build his strength again because they use up a lot of energy in their chases. So he's just chilling. I have my camera down here, which is on this side that drops down, and I've never had this before. It means I can get nice low angles. But it's not the only one that drops. This also drops here, so you can have a drop on each side. If we wanted to, we could drop this one too. But because we have the drop at the front, that one's quite good for putting the clamps on, so we have different options. Because sometimes the drop is actually a bit too low if there's a hill and the grass is in the way. So yeah, nice to have options.
Ranger is pretty tired after his attempted hunt, and so we decide to leave him and see what else we can find. It's no secret that I love big cats, but the Masai Mara is so much more than these apex predators. A herd of wildebeest with young calves amongst them grabbed my attention. It's unusual to see wildebeest calves at this time of year, during November, as they often calve in February. However, the recent irregular rain patterns seem to have affected their body clocks. The abundance of new life catches the attention of a pair of jackals. Being too small to hunt antelopes such as gazelles, jackals are mostly scavengers. But there's an exception. Baby gazelles are the perfect size for them to take on. Baby gazelles tend to hide in the long grass. The jackals run at the gazelles, trying to flush any youngsters out. It doesn't seem there are any here, and so they move on. It's been a fabulous first morning in Mara North. With the sun at its highest, it's time to head back to camp. After our lovely morning game drive, we've just come back to the lodge for some lunch. Today we decided to have lunch in our room, and this is really nice. We've had room service come and deliver this fantastic looking lunch. It is homemade lamb koftas and some cute little pancakes. The food here is so good, so flavourful. Everything's, you can tell it's homemade, and it's just, yeah, the chef here is really good. As we're leaving our tent, we notice this giraffe in the distance. I'll never get over how incredible it is seeing wild animals from the comfort of our own tent. We pause whilst crossing this river. This spot is alive with birds, including this family of Egyptian geese, a pied wagtail, and this grey-headed kingfisher. As we're stopping to admire this family of elephants, we notice a gathering of safari vehicles in the near distance, a sign of something exciting. We decide to investigate, but encounter a slight traffic jam on the way. It's the Acacia Boys, and they're alert, their eyes fixed on something in the distance. These boys are on the hunt, but there's a problem. They're stalking cows. This is bad. Cattle are everything to the Masai, and they can't afford to lose any of their cows. Human-wildlife conflict has been a big cause of lion population decline across Africa. When herdsmen lose their cows to lions, it's natural to want to retaliate to ensure no more cows are lost. But conservancies like this one are part of the solution. With 5 vehicles tracking the lions, we're able to monitor their whereabouts, and our guides give the Masai herders a warning that the lions are nearby. Swiftly, the herd has moved away, and the lions, with the promise of an easy meal now gone, move off in a different direction. We want to check that the cattle are definitely safe, and so decide to follow the Acacia Boys across the river. But that's easier said than done. This section of river is far too steep for us to get across. The usual crossing area, where it's definitely safe to cross, is quite a distance away, and so we make the decision to give up our pursuit and go back to where we first encountered the lions, on the chance that they come back. And we're in luck. One of the boys didn't follow his brothers across the river. He's calling for his brothers. Hearing a lion call like this from such close quarters sends shivers down my spine. It's one of those moments that I just know will stay with me forever, and the browsing elephants in the background just adds to the picture-perfect scene. His calls unanswered, he decides to give up on finding his 4 brothers and heads elsewhere. We decide to follow him and come upon our favourite honeymooning couple. The male settles down nearby, clearly not comfortable being alone. But the honeymooners can think of nothing other than each other, and the poor lonely male can only sit back and be a third wheel. Eventually, he's had enough and goes to sit by himself once more, whilst the honeymooners go for another round. Darkness has fallen by the time we journey back to camp. I love driving at night as it brings out nocturnal creatures that are hard to see in the day, such as this white-tailed mongoose.
I see, yes. Oh, there he is.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he's got a real fluffy tail.
He's trying to make himself look big.
We've just come home from our safari and I ordered dinner to the room today because I didn't get too much sleep last night, so I thought staying up for the proper dinner service would mean that I got to sleep too late and I'd be too tired tomorrow for my morning intro. So anyway, they said yes, room service is absolutely fine, but what I didn't expect is they've set up this cute little table in our room and it is just adorable. It feels like we're having a proper dinner service but from the comfort of our tent. Got the full regular menu coming and I can't wait to try it. The main course being served in the tent. Some potato and some steak with, it looks like peppercorn sauce. It looks wonderful. Each evening we have a turn down. I've kind of ruined it, but it's nicely folded. But not only do they fold the duvet, they give something wonderful. Water bottles! I love it when I love it when places do this. It's just so nice and cozy getting in and like it's like warm now on the bed because they've been lying here and then I snuggle them all night, keeping me nice and toasty. Good morning, it is 6 a.m. on a second full day of safari here in Mara North and we're heading off a little bit earlier because we didn't quite get off on time yesterday. We got up getting out at 6:30, so we got up earlier. Yeah, because the conservancy is so massive, so sometimes like the animals you want to see are a bit far away, so it helps to get a head start so we can cover a lot of ground and get there while they're still active, especially the cats.
it doesn't take us long to find lions. These are a handful of females from the offbeat pride. But they don't look like they're going to move anytime soon, and so we move on. We come across a huge herd of buffalo, young calves amongst them, including this tiny one who looks like he entered the world not too long ago. Something that always fascinates me about buffaloes and other large mammals is their mutually beneficial relationship with birds. These oxpeckers help the buffaloes out by taking away pesky ticks. In return, the birds get a hearty meal. Their relationship with these egrets is similar, although instead of focusing on ticks, egrets eat flies kicked up by the buffaloes as they feed. This helps the buffaloes, as flies can also be a nuisance for them. Although even the birds themselves can get a little annoying. As we're observing the buffaloes, movement catches my attention.
We've just been chilling by a herd of buffaloes and we've just seen some lions in the bushes nearby. They're actually walking away, but we're just driving around to try to get ahead of the lions so we can get nice shots of them. They don't look like they're hunting, but you never know.
These are two lionesses from the offbeat pride. They wander into an area of dense vegetation, likely to settle down to rest. This wooded area proves to be pretty productive in terms of life, as we come across a clan of hyenas, as well as a troop of baboons. But my favourite sighting of the morning is about to take place on the Masai Mara's vast open plains.
The morning is off to a great start, so we have come across this beautiful female cheetah. She's called Nima, which means grace in Swahili, and she is on the go, just looking around. We don't know if she's hunting or not, but we're going to stick with her, follow her, see where she goes, and yeah, really excited to see what happens.
Nima is on the hunt. As she marches through the long grass, she makes sure to continually scan the horizon for signs of a meal. But she's been spotted. A herd of topi start charging towards her. This bold display is to let her know she's been seen and to try to intimidate her. Nima flops down in the grass in an attempt to conceal herself. Not being able to see her, the topis look a little on edge. Nima is no threat to the topis. Even if they hadn't spotted her, a topee is too large for a single cheetah to take on. Regardless of this, the topees are intent on following Nima and spoiling any chances of her hunting another animal.
Cheetah is still here, but we're just having a picnic breakfast in the car as we watch her. We've got a range of things here. We've got some bread, some bacon, some sausage, got some omelettes, and we've got some nice, lovely yogurt.
We sit and enjoy our breakfast whilst Nima surveys her surroundings from a mound. And then she's off again. The bush toilet is beckoning, and so we are forced to leave her momentarily. On our way back from our break, we come across this herd of elephants who are grazing contentedly. We return to Nima, who is now resting beneath the shade of a tree.
Waiting with her for most of the morning, and she's just been chilling beneath the trees, and now the rain has started to come down quite heavily. I think it'll be quick though because it's only like one cloud. And yeah, she looks a little bit grumpy but adorable, just sitting there in the rain. We've closed up the roof, but the sides are nice and open so we can still get lovely views.
We stay with her, optimistic that she'll soon be on the move once more. And so we find ourselves waiting, and waiting, and waiting.
And she's on the move again, so we're just following her. It just shows that patience pays off. We've been waiting with her for hours. Yeah, she was sleeping for quite a long time, but yeah, on the go again now, so exciting stuff.
It's unclear why she decided to race off. Perhaps something caught her attention, but it turned out to be a false alarm.
Still following the music. She stops every so often, surveys the landscape, and then stays there for a very long time. Now she's on the move, and we're just hoping, we're crossing everything, that she's hunting and she finds some food.
Nima makes her way to another mound, which means more waiting. Just then, a very exciting delivery arrives.
Because we're staying with the cheetah, we don't want to miss when she hunts, if she hunts. We've had our lunch delivered to us in the bush, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it is lunchtime, plus we watch a cheetah. Yeah, that's what's really nice about this. There's so much flexibility. You can have lunch in your room, you can have lunch at whatever time you want. You can have lunch out here. Okay, lunch is served. Bread rolls, noodles, salad, and we have some nice little meat patties here. We also have some rice.
We've been with Nima for close to 6 hours, which has honestly been a privilege. It doesn't look like Nima will be hunting anytime soon, and so we make the decision to venture back to the lodge for a rest.
Okay, just chilling in our tent, and we've got a little guest outside, so come out here. There is a giraffe right there. How cool is that? He is not far away. You can see here just how close he is.
Now that our batteries have quite literally been recharged, it's time to head out for our evening game drive.
Just about.
We're in a bit of a hurry as a call has come through on the radio about something exciting. It's Ndoto the leopard, and wow, does she look magnificent. Nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen.
There's a pumba. She's going, she's going, she's going. It's all been so fleeting, so fast. And she just started stalking and then she raved.
They'll try to find.
Yeah.
I see her there. She's got one.
Yeah, she's gonna be.
She's got it. Oh my god. My god. That's incredible. The hyena. She's gonna go. I cannot believe what's just happened. We arrived here and the leopard she was down on the ground, and I was worried she was going to slink off and we weren't going to see her because she started moving as soon as we got here. But then I noticed her like crouch down and suddenly she was just gone, and I hadn't even seen the warthogs that were in the bushes. She managed to catch one of the little piglets, and it is just incredible. I cannot believe we've just seen this. I really was hoping to see a leopard tonight, and I was hoping to see a kill, and we saw it. It all happened so fast, but I'm really happy with what I captured. Just seeing her walking through the grass with that pig was just incredible. And then it didn't take long for the hyenas to come. They must have heard the squeals, smelt the blood, and she was off into the tree, having to protect the kill from them. There's at least 5 of them circling the bottom of the tree, but luckily she managed to get up there before they came. But yeah, they come fast, those guys. And now she's tired after that spurt of energy, so she's just snoozing in the tree, sitting on top of the piglet. And she'll probably dig into it a little bit later. I'm feeling so almost overwhelmed. I feel a little bit emotional. My eyes were watering. It's just been a dream of mine to see a successful kill. And I have seen a cheetah make a kill before. Actually, I've seen a few things, but with the cheetah, I didn't film it very well, but this, I saw it start to finish, and it was just incredible and amazing. Yeah, just so incredible.
The area is a hive of activity as we find ourselves surrounded by hyenas. Even this bull elephant stops to investigate the drama. Her energy restored, Ndoto begins to tuck into her meal. The hyenas stick around, ready to eat any scraps which fall to the floor. I could have spent hours watching Ndoto feast, but the light is really fading and Daniel has told us there's a surprise waiting for us somewhere.
Wow, honestly, that was an incredible game drive. And now, after all that amazing action, we have just driven to a beautiful spot for sundowners, and I cannot think of a better way to end the day. It is just gorgeous here. Wow, we have got a lot of good things here. So, fish nuggets, and some chicken, and some...
macadamia nuts.
Oh, interesting. And some fruit. So the perfect way to end the perfect day. Got myself a Tusca Lager, just here having sundowners, lovely snacks. We're exchanging stories from the day, and yeah, so beautiful. And the fire here makes it lovely and cozy. I could stay here all night. Cheers.
Here we are.
Back at camp, a lovely dinner awaits us. We enjoy a fantastic gnocchi starter.
Very nice. Main course has arrived and we have got pork fillet and it looks fantastic. I'm going to take a bite.
What an incredible day. I can't believe we still have one more day left. As we head out on our morning game drive, I cannot believe our luck. This is absolutely magical. The Offbeat Pride are marching across the savannah. Blood on their faces indicates that they had a successful night hunting.
That was incredible. We were worried we were up a bit too late for the lions and they would be sleeping, but no, we got the perfect time where they were moving because it's getting too hot. We want to move from the sun to the shade, and they just came here. One of them came really close. I was just filming us, just like he's making eye contact, getting closer and closer and closer to the camera. And I look up and he's just right there. Gave me the fright of my life. But he just seemed curious more than anything. Yeah, incredible start to the day.
But our time with the Offbeat Pride isn't over yet. 3 of the Pride's teenagers are having a tender moment, gently grooming one another. You can tell they're youngsters as they still have some spots. As the lions settle down in the shade to rest, we make tracks, unaware that a little surprise is waiting for us round the corner.
We are having our first bush breakfast. Normally been having breakfast while I've been out and about, but today everything has been set up and it looks so gorgeous. We have our own little table in here. It's where all the food is. I'm so excited to see what food we have. Here we are at our lovely bush breakfast. This is such a beautiful spot. We have a lovely tree here offering shade, and then yeah, views of the Masai Mara. It is gorgeous. I'm really excited for the food. And you can see down here we have a huge herd of buffalo just chilling, and there is a wildebeest here. But to start off my breakfast, I have got a tea. We have a little mobile kitchen here.
I watch in delight as a fresh omelette is prepared.
Ooh, good job.
And then it's time to tuck into my hearty breakfast. Belly's full, it's time to resume our game drive. As the day starts to heat up, animals start heading to the waterhole for a drink. These zebras are wary as they step into the water. Not of these hippos, who are vegetarian, but of potential crocodiles lurking beneath the waves. A pair of grey-crowned cranes stand beside the water, putting on a fabulous display. As we drive deeper into the plains, we encounter this huge bull elephant. He has an impressive set of tusks, the longest we've seen in the Masai Mara. Interestingly, he has no tail. Perhaps he lost it in an altercation with a lion or crocodile when he was younger. These bull elephants are covering themselves in mud. Whilst it may just look like fun, there's actually a very practical reason for these mud baths. The mud acts as sunscreen, protecting their skin from the sun's rays. Whilst we're admiring a large herd of buffalo, we receive a call on the radio. We are moving fast. We've heard that Doto, the leopard yesterday, has been seen on the ground today, walking around. We don't know if she'll still be walking around when we get there because we've got quite some ground to cover. You know what leopards are like. Fingers crossed. We've encountered a slight delay. There is a roadblock. We got here just in time. She's in the tree looking so beautiful. She's the same female that we saw yesterday who made the warthog kill in Doto. And yeah, you can see her belly's looking a little bit big after that snack yesterday. It was a fleeting moment. She's now gone higher up in the tree and yeah, she looks like she's sleeping. She's probably going to snooze here for the rest of the day. Nice shady spot, high up, peaceful spot. Yeah, really, really lucky to see her again. We've had some amazing leopard sightings on this trip. Some of the best we've ever had, and yeah, feeling so happy about that. So after a wonderful morning game drive, we have come back to camp and I've got this wonderful lunch. It looks like lamb, some pasta, some chips and some fresh vegetables. Yummy. And what an amazing place to have it. It is our last full day here in Offbeat Doto and we're about to head out on our final proper game drive. So this morning we saw the Offbeat Pride and we saw where they were resting all day, so seeing them is an option tonight. But we also saw the female leopard in Doto go to sleep in the tree. We also knew where she is, so there could be some interesting things to see on our final game drive. We decide to check up on Ndoto the leopard. So we've gone back to the tree where the warthog kill is from yesterday. It's very close to where she currently is. She's moved from this morning. She's no longer in that other tree. She's gone into yet another tree and it's so hard to see from here. But through the binoculars I could just make her out and it looks like she's feeding on something else. So she's been very, very successful at hunting. We're waiting here quite a bit out from the tree, because there's already 5 cars there and 5 cars max per sighting is the rules here, and we're hoping that maybe if we're lucky she will leave that tree and come and inspect her kill from the other day. We'll see what happens. Time passes by, the sky darkening. But just then, our patience pays off. Instead of bounding into the tree, Ndoto decides to spend some time just a few meters away from our vehicle. What an honour!
She's not in a rush to go back to the tree, she's just snoozing on the floor here. So, thank you. We're having our sundowners here in the company of this beautiful female leopard, and hopefully she stops snoozing soon and we see her jump into the tree and resume her warthog meal. But for now, cheers. We also have some sundowner snacks. We have some popcorn, some nuts and some crisps.
Just then, we spot movement behind the bushes. This is unbelievable. An entire herd of buffaloes are on the move, just a few meters away from Ndoto. They don't seem to notice her and soon move on. Feeling safe now that the buffaloes have passed, Ndoto gives herself a groom. Night is fast approaching. In the distance, we can see the buffalo herd, framed by the blood-red sky, and above us, the moon has come out to play. It's during the rapidly fading light that Ndoto stirs and makes her way towards the tree where her warthog kill is. Her time in the tree is only fleeting. She checks that the warthog is still there and then bounds down again, slinking away into the night. What an absolutely fantastic end to our final game drive in the Masai Mara. But as we drive in the direction of camp, we have no idea that there's one last surprise awaiting us. Our lodge has set up this gorgeous bush dinner for us. After some snacks and drinks by the fire, it's time to tuck into our 3-course meal. Our first course arrives.
So this is vegetable money bag, and it's wrapped vegetables in a pancake. So for main course, we have a lovely red snapper, which is fresh from the coast, with some rice and a beautiful sauce. I'm about to try it.
The meal finishes with a delicious chocolate cake. The next day, we don't quite feel ready to say our farewells to this magical place. But our drive to the airstrip takes us through the conservancy and provides us with one last opportunity to spot wildlife. And as usual, Mara North doesn't disappoint as we come across this magnificent male lion on the move. This is one of the powerful Ngoyani boys. As we say our goodbyes to the Masai Mara, I have some time to reflect on the last 4 nights here. My time in Mara North Conservancy has been nothing short of spectacular and has given me many of the best wildlife sightings of my life. If you want to go on your own safari of a lifetime in Kenya, don't forget to click the link in the video description or pinned comment in order to get free quotes from the same companies who I used to organise this safari. But I'm sure you're wondering, how do the Masai Mara conservancies compare to the main Masai Mara National Reserve? Watch this video next to find out.